time he steps on the court, one of the Euroleague's newest young sharpshooters, Edwin Jackson of FC Barcelona, is following in some very special footsteps. His father, Skeeter Jackson, arrived in 1979 from the United States and worked his way up step by step from the French 4th Division to play a total of 16 seasons in that country. Ultimately, apart from a long career, Skeeter Jackson found a second home in France.
He had not such a easy life in the US, so moving here, he found everything that he was looking for,
Because he played professionally until age 40, the young Edwin Jackson had the good fortune to observe his father's final seasons close up.
It was me going to the gym, just like I'm doing now, but I was witnessing the practices. I will go with him and shoot a little bit after practice.
What remains with Edwin Jackson now, however, is not his father's game, but rather the respect he earned in French basketball.
The first memories of my father and me of the basketball world was how people always tell me that my father is such a professional, very professional basketball player, that he always prepare his body, prepare for games, and is a very good man off and on the court.
Even though he followed in his father's footsteps, however, Edwin Jackson did not copy Skeeter Jackson's game.
My dad was a big man, so growing up, I didn't want to do exactly like him, but it was a couple of things. I was young still, and I wasn't dunking. My dad was still dunking at this age, so definitely I was thinking about my first dunk in the game. Exciting things like that.
Now 25 years old, Edwin Jackson displayed his gifted shooting stroke as a teenager with Asvel Lyon-Villeurbanne, and last season was the first native son in 40 years to become the French League's top scorer. Over the summer, things got even better, as Jackson won a World Cup bronze medal with France and returned with new motivation for the future.
When you win something, you see how much love that you get, and it's like you feel like you're leaving something behind, a legacy. People will remember you. I think as a professional athlete, you want to give pleasure to the people who are watching you or supporting you, and I think that's what we did with the national team this summer.
Jackson was again leading all French league scorers this season when Barcelona, hit with injuries at the point guard position, pulled him. Jackson knew that his role at Barcelona would be limited, but he also saw the opportunity to keep progressing, just like his father.
Play for a bigger team is almost impossible in Europe, but have a bigger role, in this team. So when the chance came to actually see what I was capable of doing at this level, of course I took it. It was the next challenge. The expectation are different. Of course, Barcelona won the Euroleague twice already. It's a team that's always in the Final Four. So you can't. Here it's impossible to lose.
Fortunately, Jackson can fall back on his father's gift of professionalism, but as he faces that challenge at the most elite level of basketball with Barcelona.
Here, there's no such thing as playing 100% and say we got beaten by better. We have to be the best, and it's a situation that I love. You always have to, even when it's great, it's good, it needs to be better. It needs to be perfect, and that's what I love about expectation and discipline. Trying to be perfect. We probably never will be, but that's what we tend to be.